Imagine walking into your business, looking at the schedule, and seeing a fully booked day. You've prepped, your team is ready, and then nothing. Just the hum of the fluorescent lights and an empty chair. It's not just quiet, it's expensive. That empty chair is actively draining your revenue, and yet so many business owners treat no-shows as just the cost of doing business. But is it really? Or are we just letting money walk out the door because we're afraid to set boundaries?
It's definitely a psychological barrier for a lot of owners. They worry that if they put guardrails in place, they'll scare clients away. But the reality is that the empty chair tax is a quiet killer. If you calculate the math, even one single no-show a week per chair can easily cost a salon upwards of $6,000 a year. Multiply that by 3, 5, or 10 chairs, and you're looking at the difference between thriving and barely breaking even. The good news is that this isn't a customer service problem you have to solve with awkward phone calls anymore. It's a workflow problem. And the tools we have now can automate the entire defense system.
That math is painful when you lay it out like that. $6,000 a year per chair just gone. So, if we look at this as a system design issue, rather than just complaining about unreliable clients, where does the defense actually start? I assume it's not just sending a single text message the day before and hoping for the best.
Exactly. A single text is too easy to ignore or miss. You need what's called a multi-touch reminder cadence. It starts the second they book with a confirmation. But the real magic happens in the lead up. You want a structured sequence. An email 48 hours out, followed by an SMS at the 24-hour mark, and then a final text 2 hours before the appointment. And here is the key. That 2-hour text needs to have a one-tap confirmation or rescheduling link. You make it so frictionless to communicate that they have zero excuse to just ghost you.
That is incredibly efficient. But what about the moment they actually arrive? I've seen situations where a client shows up, but because the front desk is busy, they stand around, or worse, they claim they were there on time but no one checked them in. Is there a way to streamline that physical arrival to prevent disputes?
Absolutely, and it also solves the "did they actually show up" debate. We're seeing the rise of things like self-service check-ins or what some call a glide-in check-in. The client gets an SMS when they are near the salon with a link that says "I'm here." Tapping that link checks them in digitally, alerts the stylist directly on their device, and creates a time-stamped digital proof of arrival. It removes all the ambiguity and keeps the front desk from getting bottlenecked during peak hours.
So we've secured the booking, protected the slot, and checked them in smoothly. But retention isn't just about stopping the immediate leak. It's about keeping them coming back long term. Once they walk out the door, how do you keep them locked into a cycle of returning, rather than hoping they remember to book again in a couple of months?
You have to build a retention flywheel. It starts the moment they leave. You don't just send a generic "thanks for coming" message. You set up service-specific rebook nudges. If someone got their hair coloured, they need a nudge at 5 weeks. If it's a standard cut, 6 weeks. Lash fills might need a nudge at 2 weeks. The system calculates this automatically and sends a personalised SMS with a pre-filled booking link that takes them directly to their stylist's availability for that specific time frame. You take the thinking out of it for them.
Right, because if they have to go to your website, log in, find their stylist, and guess which service they got last time, they'll just put it off. But what about the ones who do slip through the cracks? The clients who haven't been back in 60, 90, or even 120 days. At that point, are they gone for good, or is there a way to win them back?
They aren't gone until you stop trying. You run automated win-back campaigns. The software monitors client inactivity, and at 60 days, it triggers a gentle check-in. At 90 days, maybe it pulls a specific incentive or promotion from your library to entice them back. The key here is automation. If you rely on staff to identify lapsed clients and text them manually, it won't happen consistently. The system needs to run in the background, constantly pulling people back into the ecosystem while your team focuses on the clients who are physically in the salon.
And I suppose this ties into the broader concept of predictable revenue. If you can transition some of these clients into membership plans, you're not just chasing individual appointments anymore. You're building a recurring revenue stream that helps buffer against the occasional missed visit anyway.
Exactly. Memberships are the ultimate defense. When a client pays a monthly fee for a set number of services or perks, they are highly motivated to use them. And even if they do miss a visit, the business has already secured the baseline revenue. When you combine memberships with a dashboard that tracks your churn risk in real time, you transition from reacting to empty chairs to proactively managing your salon's capacity. You can see who is slipping away before they actually stop coming.
It really shifts the entire business model from defensive to offensive. Instead of stressing over who didn't show up today, you're looking at data that tells you exactly how healthy your client relationships are. It makes you wonder why anyone is still running a salon on a paper calendar and hope.
It's usually just habit and a fear of technology. But when you realize that automating these touch points actually makes the client experience feel more personalized and professional, the hesitation disappears. Clients appreciate clarity and ease. They want to know what the expectations are, and they love the convenience of booking in one tap.
It seems the ultimate takeaway is that protecting your time isn't rude, it's professional. When you respect your own schedule enough to build systems around it, your clients respect it too. And that, ultimately, is what builds a sustainable, profitable business where the chairs stay full and the revenue stays predictable. Well, folks, that concludes this 4-part series on how you as the salon owner and dramatically reducing the impact of the 4 pain points that 90% of your fellow owners tell us they need a better solution for. I think that this remarkably innovative approach that the team at Client Pulse have put together. Remember, you can try it for free. Just go to clientpulse.ltd.